Hey, looking at watching for unemployment this morning, and that could set markets up or down. Definitely a bigger catalyst that we got, especially because the Fed, it's one of the Fed's mandates. And then we're going to look at some of the oGPU response, which I thought was was kind of hilariously excellent. And I think we're gonna, if we have time, try to look at Aerodrome Finance's inflation rate and what that means for the price. Basically, how many how much money they have to bring in to offset that inflation. But yeah, we've got a minute out here till sorry, 3 minutes out here to unemployment data. So let me share my screen and we'll go to. Oh, I thought I'd get better at this. Come on, screen, entire screen. Maybe we can look at. Twitter until then. Check out the news on Roaring Kitty. See the Roaring Kitty's the guy who bought all his GME shares, right? I think does he have a live stream going on? Let's see. So this is interesting because I didn't realize that this would be possible. I mean, he basically buys. His goal was to, like, his whole reasoning behind buying these GME shares was to put GME in a position where, like, they couldn't cover the amount of shares on the network, or sorry, in the stock, right? Um, where is it? So if GME opens at or above current levels today that it was tomorrow, let's see, that's not the one I want. Where is this Roaring Kitty explanation? It was excellent. No, I mean, it's great he's going to be a billionaire, but I think the problem is they don't have the money to cover his all of his options. Uh, let's see. Yeah. Roaring Kitty decides. Okay. There it is. Roaring Kitty decides to exercise his GME $20 call options on stream. Doesn't matter if it's on stream or not, but market makers and brokers will be forced to cough up 12 million shares of GME. So are these things expiring today? But that it's interesting because it puts market makers in a pickle, right? Because they don't actually have the shares to cover it. I think it's like, how many shares are in GME? I know this is in the it's in the 10K filings, but I don't want to look it up there. GameStop has 76 million shares. So it's not more shares than they have, but it's more shares than they have available. So GME would be fine. It sounds like. That's not what I read. All right. Ooh. Data's coming in. So we've got let's see. Hourly earnings beats expectations. That's good. That means wages are up for workers. Non-farm payrolls beats by a lot, like 100,000. Jeez, and unemployment rate is up though. Like, how does that work? How are you up on non-farm payrolls, but unemployment is up by 0.1%? Let's see what the market does with this data. So we're getting a response with Bitcoin. Oh, The S&P doesn't seem to like that. S&P's down. Where are we at on the BTC? BTC doesn't look like it liked it either. Let's go to 5 minute. Oh, it's tanking. Does not like the non-farm payrolls because the unemployment is good news. That means rates should be coming down soon. But if non-farm payrolls beat by that much, like, how does that happen? Let's see if we can make sense of that. All right. So unemployment's up 0.1%, missed the forecast, which should be good news for as far as like getting the Fed to cut rates. But why is non-farm payrolls up? Yeah, and the concern about there will be a concern about average hourly earnings going up, basically in a wage price spiral. That's not good. But if unemployment goes up, those wage earnings, I mean, that puts downward force on the market, the labor market. So those will correct itself. But I can't believe we beat by like 100,000 on non-farm payrolls. So let's see how that could be possible. Let's go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics and see if we can get the press release here. So this is all of it. Total non-farm payrolls, employment increased by 272 in May, and unemployment rate changed little yet, but it's still up. I mean, you can see a trend up in the chart, which is not good. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. It's a slow movement at first, right? It doesn't take a lot to start to get people concerned. Let's take a look at that on the chart, guys, so I can show you what I'm talking about. We want let's give us we're on the monthly. So look at these, like, I don't know if you can see those green dots. Let me see if we can change that to a line. There we go. So, like, look at how slowly the unemployment rate starts increasing before it just takes off. And people know this, but like, look where we're at now. Like, we are definitely rolling over. And once you get the little rollover, then it starts to accelerate. So like, we could only be a couple months away from an acceleration in unemployment. That's scary. Like, that's a little scary. So let's try to figure out the non-farm payrolls, see where that employment came from. Among major workers, let's see. Yeah, so we're up 0.3% from a year ago on unemployment rate. Both labor force participation rate, it's our labor force participation is terrible. I mean, those numbers aren't reflected in like unemployment numbers, and that makes the economy a lot weaker, I think, than that people think it is. So total non-farm payroll employment increased. Yeah, we know where to come from. Healthcare added 68,000 jobs. It's in line in average. Employment growth continued. Ambulatory healthcare services. Okay, great. Where'd the extra come from? So it looks like all these categories are down. Government employment is down slightly, month over month. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't realize we added 43,000 people to government employment. I mean, that also includes like everybody. That doesn't include. I don't think that includes people that are fired. But is that a net? It's a lot of people. Anyway, let's keep looking through. Okay, so professional, scientific, and technical services is where there's additional 32,000 jobs added. Over the month, employment increased in management, scientific, technical. Okay. So those are where the excess jobs came from. All you science people. Retail. So we added retail jobs. Man, that's crazy. Where are these retail jobs being added? I've got I feel like stores are there are a couple stores kind of like closing in Denver here on the retail side, like downtown and different areas. Yeah, all fake and manipulated. Yeah, we're talking about that. I mean, we were talking about that yesterday. Like we've got, we've had those non-farm payrolls look pretty average. You'd expect some swings if you look at the past data, but that's not what we're seeing. All right. Well, it's wild. And then you revised down last month's. So last month's was revised down to 165. Yeah, to your point, man. They just manipulate it. So it says 100,000 this month, or 100,000, gain today over forecast, but then they'll just revise it down. It's terrible. I mean, that's been happening for decades, though. So no surprise there. No surprise there. Let's see I am curious where these hourly wage increases came from. Ugh. Did they revise down last month? No. No, I didn't revise it. It just is what it is. Let's see. That's a lot. I can't even read that. Unemployed persons. Okay, that's way too much. Why does it give me a list of like 100 things? Hourly earnings. So hourly earnings increased. Okay, there it is. All right, so why don't they have like a percentage here? They should have like a percentage so it makes it easy to see. All right. So we basically could look at year over year here. And then I'll have, why do they make this so difficult? Okay, that makes it easy. Month over month. Let's see. Total privates up. Yeah, but what sector did they increase most in? Mine doesn't look too bad. Construction actually went down. That's interesting. So construction went down, and we've seen the housing market start to decline. So it looks like that's starting to affect very insignificantly. I'd call it more or less level. Manufacturing is up. That's good for good for the economy, good for manufacturing. It's surprising given all those bad PMI data we've got. Durable goods is up. Non-durable goods manufacturing also up, more or less level. Services, so these slightly up. Yeah, I mean it doesn't. 4% is a good bit, but I don't see any categories that really went through the roof here. Oh, utilities. Oh, that's not much. It just looks like a lot because there's a significant figure there. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty minor across the board wage increases. And part of the concern is like all the minimum wage increase in California would have a huge impact on earnings and kind of inflate the cost of labor. Definitely has in California, but people thought it'd be nationwide. I'm not quite seeing that in the data here. So, all right. Oh, let's look at the oGPU stuff. Let's look at the yesterday. We looked at the Twitter post. The guy accusing oGPU of being a scam. And yesterday oGPU responded. I thought it was an excellent response. So if you first they posted this picture of Polygon. So the accusation was that oGPU is stealing the UI from another platform. I think it was Metal. What was it? Metalworks or so? I can't remember the exact name of it, but so he said, these, oGPU stealing it. Why would you plagiarize a other system if you have all these world class developers? And my response was like, okay, big deal. They copied a template with colors and stuff. I mean, that doesn't seem like a big deal. But oGPU founder takes it one step further. He posts a picture of Polygon's Block Explorer and Ethereum's Block Explorer, which basically is like, yeah, dude, accuse me of, cool. Like they use the same template too. So are we ripping off Ethereum? like just totally takes his claims and nullifies them, right? So they give a pretty good response here, which I thought was really good, professional response, and then you know kind of squashes that guy's credibility too, because at this point, like he says many blockchains, OGPU says many blockchains do not leverage block scout because it's very technical open source code to implement, and he actually turns it into a positive that they're using block scout. Now I don't have any development or experience with blockchain, but I will take his word for it. And he said, what do they say? In response about our UI being stolen, it's important to clarify our Blockchain Explorer is built on Block Scout, an open source blockchain explorer tool. It's widely used across layer 1 and layer 2 blockchains due to its flexibility and comprehensive features. I mean, that just lays out basically what he said in the past, but it was more like an official announcement with more details. So I thought this was, I chuckled a little bit when I saw this because this is a pretty big FU to the scammer. And like, I think in most cases, like when it gets, sorry, not the scammer, the scam accusations. And, as they get bigger, it'll be less of a concern to respond to this type of fudding. But thought that was kind of a surgical dismantling of that guy's claims. So I thought it was entertaining. I enjoyed seeing that. So good for those guys for covering their butts. But all right, I do have the oGPU chart up right now. Look at those candles. Look at those wicks at the bottom. This is the daily chart, and we're not showing a crossover here on the daily. We'll probably need a couple more days minimum to see that. But the RSI is kind of reset here. The one thing I do like about the technicals here on oGPU is we had this RSI push up to about 86, and then on the next peak here in price, we beat the RSI. Like we beat that RSI number. We pushed higher than 86. We pushed to 90, which is really high. It's going to be hard to beat again, but that's some long-term bullish divergence, which is really good to see. Really good to see. So hope to push ahead of that again in the future, but I do think it's possible. And you don't have to get new price highs. You don't have to hit a new RSI high either. Just in the future, if you don't, you have to just start to look for longer term weakness. But oGPU looks healthy, looks really good, and kind of bottoming out there. So these are my resistance lines, and bounced right off that. I think we bounced right off that. What is it? 1.6 Fibby. So we should be retracing back. I was curious about Centrifuge. I haven't looked at Centrifuge's chart in a while. I really like Centrifuge. I think it's a little underrated. So let's look at this is market cap, which should be very similar. Looks like we're just consolidating. This is the daily. Man, those downside wicks are wild. They are wild. Let's see. A little bit of bullish divergence here on the daily RSI. Let's see what the weekly looks like. It kind of looks a little muted. Oh yeah. That's some bearish divergence on the weekly chart for Centrifuge. It's not great long term, but maybe we could get Another push up. I was hoping this cross would develop into some strength on centrifuge, but not seeing it. And let's go back to see what the Ethereum and Bitcoin are doing. So Ethereum looks like it bottom out here at 3,770. We got nice wicks here on Bitcoin. So a little bit of fear, and then they bounce back. The S&P did not like that report. It's down 60 basis points. Neither did Nasdaq. Nasdaq's down 50 basis points. Oof. And the Russell 2000. Oof. 1.4. That's not good. It's not good at all, because what we're looking at here is we've got a crossover on the stochastic RSI, and this is like the third largest, the third main index in the U.S. and it's all the small caps, right? So it's basically telling me like small caps are screwed, man. Small caps are screwed, and that could mean a reversal, but I don't want to see a cross here on the weekly on the on SPY either. We're getting close. So we'll see what the markets do today. Today's going to be a very important day to prevent that stochastic RSI cross. And oh boy, the Dixie's up 0.5%. Wow. And earlier today, I was looking at the RSIs, and it looked like it needs to it's oversold here. Looks like it has some strength to the upside, and that's not good for crypto assets, because a strong dollar means less liquidity to throw into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest of the altcoins. So we could be skipping altcoin season. One positive piece of news though is look at Ethereum on the daily. Stochastic RSI is bottomed out. And that usually not always, but usually means it's like ready to coil up, and price is going to go, see a major upside. So the weekly also has got a nice gap here on the stochastic RSI. So this longer timeline also supports Ethereum moving higher. So I do like what I'm seeing on Ethereum right now, and Ethereum is kind of the precursor to altcoins. So I think they operate a couple weeks apart. But Ethereum for the win. All right. What we're going to look at? We were going to look at, what's up, guys? Let's see. Yeah, based GPU, oGPU founder. Seriously. How you guys doing this morning? You guys, what are you up to? You going to work? Chilling at work and watching? What are you up to? What else was I going to look at here today? I think I put it in my. Okay, AERO Inflation. Yeah, let's look at AERO Inflation real quick. Let's see. I don't know if they have the data here on their website, but so let me pull up the chart real quick and show you why I want to look at AERO Inflation. So AERO did really well when it was, when it first came out, and there's a lot of excitement around it because the Base network has tons of traffic, and a lot of people started developing on Base. So, but then it kind of took a slide down. So a lot of red. Hasn't been as price action hasn't been as good as some other plays like P&G or ABT, and I think it's due to tokenomics, but we'll have to take a look. Now, looking here at the daily RSI, I don't really like this. I don't like this bearish divergence here. It doesn't look great, but hopefully we can bottom out here and start moving up. This could be this right here. If we turn around right here, this could be the start. You see a little bit of it, right? This could be the start of an uptrend on the RSI, some bearish divergence, bullish divergence. So there's definitely not hope's not all lost for AERO. I still like it, like fundamentally. It's on a There you can see it better on the 12-hour. Look, you got some bullish divergence there. So I think arrows still do well, but I did want to look at inflation rate. So, and then Aerodrome Finance. Oof, they also got hammered by that employment report. Markets did not like that at all. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Habby. I don't want Habby. All right. I need to open up Excel so we can do some quick calculations. Kind of see what token supply has been doing. All right. Currently, where is it at? Currently, we're at total supply. I wish someone had this in a chart. Actually, does DeFi Llama have this as a chart? Because that would be convenient. That'd be super convenient. I don't know why nobody charts like total token supply, especially since like inflation and deflation is such a big deal. Ah, you bet, man. Canute, is that how you say it? Is that how you say your name? Dune dashboard. Thanks, man. Forgot about Dune for a second. Let's see. Aerodrome Finance. Did I not select Aerodrome Finance? Which one is it? 9 months ago? Vinland Saga. You lost me. But I'm going to look it up. All right, there we go. Aerodrome Finance. Let's see. I don't see inflation. Total or token supply. Official Aerodrome protocol metrics. All right, TVL. Oh, that's great data. Look at that. Got the whole TVL there. Looks like TVL's kind of topped out, huh? Is that for all the pools, including Slipstream? Because they've got I think 2 pools. Let's see if we got token supply. If I spell it right. Protocol yield, Aero token emissions, and yield farming. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Do you know where that is? What's up with oGPU? oGPU is good. We just had the founder, the team put out a response to the guy who's fudding on Twitter. It was quite amusing. You can go back in the video and look at it, but he destroys them. And that's not even like my biased take. You know, like I mean, I am biased, but when CEOs like destroy people professionally by just like presenting the facts and totally discrediting people, like I love it, whether I have an investment in the company or not. Now it doesn't always happen that way, but I think it's super entertaining. I'm not seeing a total token supply. I mean, locked error percentage, locked growth, locked error holders, swap fees, TVL. I'm not seeing it. Oh, let's look it up. Let's do it the old-fashioned way by hand. Let's check out DeFi Llama real quick. Aerodrome. I don't know if they'll have that though, because they don't usually get into token supplies, do they? Token volume. No, it's not. Unfortunately, I don't. It won't be easy. It won't be easy. So, all right. Let's get back to it here. So we've got max supply at infinity. I wish I saved my old data. That'd be great. All right. So we want market cap. Man, I don't think I've had enough coffee this morning to do basic math. So let's take it by this from the start. 161.7. We'll make these dollars. All right, take out the zeros. Launch. Ooh. And then launch price is 47 cents. Let's call it 48 because it's 47.9. Today is, what are we looking at? I mean, we got token supply for today. Total token supply is, yeah, they don't have a lot of circulating supply either. It's like 50% circulating supply. Under that, it's disappointing. There just has been a lack of growth of Aerodrome. I thought it would grow a lot quicker, but I think that's just a function of alt season being, taking a little longer to go into full swing. Come on, don't do that to me. All right. So we got total token supply of around 300. Yeah, man, that's been inflated a crap ton. Although this would be circulating supply. This wouldn't be total supply. So we can't use that. We can't use total supply. We've got to use circulating supply. So percentage increase from launch to today on inflation is 45%. That's a crap ton. And the difference in this is, someone asked me to do this, so hopefully you guys are, or whoever that is watching. But so the new tokens supplied since launch, at least to the circulating supply. Like I said, we can't do the total supply. Unfortunately, just don't have enough data. But that's 154 million. That's a ton. So you need investors to buy 154 million. That means that is in between. Let's see how many days that is. That is from March 11th or March 9th to 6/7. So it's basically, it's 60 minus, was there 30? We'll just say 27, not 27, 57 days. We'll say it's 57 days. If that's the case, inflation rate is 2 million per day. Damn. Yeah. I can zoom in. Sorry about that. There you go, man. So 2 million per day. That's a ton. That's not good. But it is a popular project, and I think it's like for an aerodrome, it's doable. It's completely doable. But I think the market has to be good. And if you look at I remember looking at the emissions chart for aerodrome, and as the project gets older, the inflation rate drops. But I think it takes some months before that occurs. So for me, I'm definitely out of aerodrome earlier than I'm not going to hold it, through the bear cycle for sure. It's going to get destroyed, like absolutely destroyed by inflation. But I think it'd be a great buy. We can do this analysis again and see if things change. But I still think it's a good project. I like it. I'm still in it. How many dollars is that a day? like, because investors have to buy this, right? In order to they have to suck up this supply, in order for the price to go up. Like that's what I mean. It's all supply and demand at the end of the day, right? So we got 103. That's the price for right now. So we basically have to see inflows of like 2 million. So 2.8 million a day. So it's actually pretty impressive that I find it very impressive that the price has done as well as it has. Like we've only dropped 50% here on price in aerodrome, despite everything else dropping 50% with even things with no inflation dropping 30-50%. So it shows it's a strong project, and there's lots of interest in it, lots of money flowing in. So anyway, that's my little aerodrome. Thanks, Nick. Nick Cage. Is that is that the actor, or is your name actually Nick Cage? Dude, you just wander around temples and kill mummies. Isn't that what he did in that movie? Where are you guys watching from? No one. No one's too talkative today. It's all good. I don't feel very talkative either, but I got on here because per epoch. Okay, let me take a look. Yeah, I just wasn't searching the right terms. Oh, you're right. There we go. 14 million. Okay, but not all of it goes into circulating, right? So it looks like they're emitting 16 million, 14 to 16 million a week at this point. Is that current data or is that old data? There we go. I was on old data. So we're down to 13 million a week. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate you, Danny. Danny, you're the man. Appreciate you for sharing that. Okay. So 50% is locked. Yeah, so my number is going to be a little inaccurate, right? Because I took an average. But lock duration. Okay. It's still significant inflation. It definitely is significant inflation. But the market is eating it up. So I would, if this wasn't a popular project, this project would be at like 10 cents with that kind of inflation. But they can pull it off because there's a lot of interest in base and a lot of interest in aerodromes decks. So node, which node, Angus? Node AI. So emissions are spread across. Missions go to LP makers. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Let's look at Node real quick. So I think Node's fine. It seems like they have did a very good job marketing in the beginning. And it seems like they're connected, although there's a little uncertainty around the team. I spent a little time in their chat. I did do a video of it a couple weeks ago. But actually, a funny story. So, Node AI is how I discovered oGPU. I came into CoinGecko searching for Node AI because I was looking for a DeepIn play to get into. Because I like a couple DeepIn plays like BitTensor. I really like BitTensor, but it's just a little too high priced for me. I'm not looking for I'm looking for some more risky returns this cycle. So I type in GPU to check some data on Node AI, and OpenGPU pops up, and I was like, oh, this is weird. And it was up like 40% that day, and I clicked on it. Started. I was like, okay, great, another like scam project, and I started reading it. I was like, wow, this thing's got some potential behind it. And anyway, it's funny. That's how I found oGPU. So let's go to yeah, it's down a good bit. So the only thing with Node AI, the reason I'm not invested in Node AI is because I think oGPU's got a better tech. As far as what they told us. So uh, I think they did well the last beginning part of alt season there, and like the first, sorry, not beginning part of alt season, but kind of when alt started to take up their first inflow of money in March, late February, March, and they could do the same thing again. Uh, but yeah, I'm definitely have a preference or bias towards oGPU because I think at the end of the day, like technology wins, and I think they've got a really good team. And from reading telegrams, I have enjoyed. I do think oGPU's team is slightly better than just with the PR aspect than Node AI. But and Node AI, they'll do some marketing. I'm sure some more marketing, and I think they'll do fine. But yeah, just not super excited about it as much as oGPU. So I was actually gonna buy Node AI before I found openGPU. I was just looking because there's like a dozen, maybe two. It's a little over a dozen. Decent DeepIn projects between the Destras and the prospects of the world. So, but oGPU is the highest conviction AI alts for the season. Ooh, it's a tough question. I'm gonna do a video on an AI altcoin here in a couple. Hopefully, I get that out tonight, or if not tomorrow. But I think that's a cool project. Highest conviction, though, I haven't done a lot of videos on AI plays. Right now, I really like oGPU just because I believe in what they're. I believe that they have technology that's differentiating. And the market for them is higher, right? Like it's bigger. There's more market share for them to go out after. Like if you just look at like all the different things you can do in AI, there's a lot of like LLMs, basically language learning models, that kind of copy or something similar along those lines, and they're basically just copying OpenAI and Facebook's was it Llama 3 or Lambda 3, and those just aren't very exciting to me because like you've got teams that are gonna they're gonna beat you, right? Like these guys getting paid $1 million packages, these engineers at OpenAI, they're gonna beat you, and you like just because you put it on blockchain doesn't differentiate you enough to be successful. So those ones are out for me. Those kind of projects are out. There's some interesting things around like graphics generation. Those are some interesting plays. I think the DeepIn is plays are no brainers, right? Because the DeepIn plays. Let me stop sharing my screen. But so the DeepIn plays are no brainers because they're huge TAMs, right? There's huge market for them to go after. You see a shortage, and that's why you've seen so many DPIN plays pop up. That's why you see so many investors interested in it, because it's a very, very obvious problem that needs to be solved, and it's a high dollar problem. We're talking billions of dollars, billions of dollars. I mean, Amazon would still be broke if it wasn't for AWS, and DPINs are basically they're a parallel to AWS. So there's a lot of money to be made in DPIN, and bringing that money on blockchain is a challenge, and whoever figures it out will do very well. BitTensor is figuring it out. So I think let's see. I think yeah. So Alex, technology does not win. So you got a good point there. It depends, right? You also have companies that weren't first that beat out their rivals. I mean, look at what about MySpace? Technology didn't win, Facebook wouldn't be around, right? MySpace didn't do as well as Facebook, and how many other social platforms came before Facebook? So technology is not always the winner, but many times it is. What you have to be concerned about with an oGPU is that you have BitTensor, which is a big competitor. You have to be concerned about people copying the technology and developing it. So, BitTensor is not as scalable as oGPU. But what if BitTensor figures out a way to do it? But at the same time, as oGPUs, that doesn't mean oGPU's dead. It just means BitTensor becomes a more fierce competitor to oGPU, and BitTensor is not going away, even if oGPU pans out as exactly as they say they will. And does the best job that they could. They bring that technology develops perfectly. BitTensor is still going to be in the game. It would be exciting. That's why I put a good chunk of my portfolio in them. So, Art Block, Danny, what's your point about Art Block? I love Art Block. It's like Robert Mao is like my hero, man. I want to be Robert Mao. I want to meet Robert Mao. Like, I don't care if I make money in Art Block or not. I want to meet that dude. He seems super interesting. BitTensor is around 4 billion right now. I think they're like 4.5 or something. Node AI is using top of the line NVIDIA and AMD infrastructure. Oh, cool. Yeah. There's a bunch of projects with NVIDIA GPUs. Industrial NVIDIA GPUs. Mouse is a man, dude. Like, that dude's wife got lucky. I'm sure you just tell he's an interesting dude. All right, guys, I'm gonna go grab some breakfast. Thanks for joining, and hopefully we see this market recover after that terrible news, because we can't have these weekly crossovers. We need a pump. We need to pump it up. But I do like these candles. Look at those wicks. Look at those wicks. Hopefully that pumps it up. And look at that oversold RSI. Come on, stochastic RSI. Let's pump it up. All right, guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll be dropping some. I think. Have a good weekend. Have fun. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you next time.